Welcome, everyone. It's so glad to have you tonight and being here on Thursday. Tonight, we're going to talk about helping customers find you. Helping customers find you, because that is the very best way for you to find a customer, is to help them come to you. So we're gonna put some plans together tonight to show you how to do it. I'm Steve Carver, talking to you from my home office studio in Dunn, North Carolina. My presentation number 1073. And thank you for joining me on my journey of entrepreneurship, and let me join you as well. It's a pleasure to work with you and for you. I'm not a lawyer or a tax accountant, just a fellow that's been in business a long time, had a lot of businesses, thousands of customers, and you know what? At 76 years old, I am still cranking and very thankful for each day that I can serve the world with a business and do deals. I've been privileged to have customers from every state in the union, and still last year had one of our very best years we've ever had. So I'm not just a fellow that read a book and trying to tell you how to do something you haven't ever done yourself, because I do it every day. Very thankful for the Sampson County Community College, or Sampson Community College, and the Small Business Center there, where Bart Rice is in charge. He's the director. Very much a dedicated person to helping entrepreneurs. And I want to tell you, with you guys right there in Clinton, if you're not using Bart's service, then you're making a mistake. So I want to encourage you to make an appointment, get up there and see what you can do. When you do make an appointment with him, he can invite you to come to a special counseling arrangement that they have right downtown over at the Entrepreneur Center, right there on the same square where the courthouse is, or very close to it, and brings in expert folks to help you with meetings. It's a really good situation where you can get a lot of good private information, and everything is confidential. So let me encourage you there to write his phone number down and give him a call, make an appointment. You're just crazy if you don't do it, because it's free. It's like having a free employee to do that. He's also got Elizabeth Sanchez that's working with him, helps him with his administrative duties. And she's a wonderful lady as well. We'll talk about her a little later, but if you call Elizabeth, they pick up the phone and make the arrangements for you. Hopefully you got the study guides that were emailed to you. If you did not, I'm sorry. But if indeed, like Tawanda, if you didn't get study guides, I'm gonna be glad to mail them to you. So you'll have them for this week, and also I'll send you the ones from the previous weeks as well to catch you up. But tonight's study guides are kind of important. The 40 drill skills that we work on each week. SEO is the main thing we'll talk about tonight, the powerful main thing, and DBAs to help you find customers. So they may be new terms to you, but before this couple hours is over, you'll know a lot about those two subjects. So thank you so much for checking that out. Got a good crowd coming on in. Y'all just come on in, lean back and relax, and get your tea and your water, and enjoy the presentation. Yes. There's homework assignments involved in this, and I am so proud of some of you who have been working so hard to move forward with the mechanics and tools to get your business running. So very important to have some progress and see that you're making progress, and it just really thrills me, and it makes me so happy to see you pouring yourself into it, because every day that you do that type of stuff, every day that you accomplish another piece of homework so that you can help your business get rolling, you're going to gain self-confidence, you're going to gain self-assurance, and by golly, you're going to be able to do some business. Now, my job is to be assertive. My job is to try to motivate you, to try to get you to take that next step. That's what I'm here for. And if you do that, I'm going to be real happy. But I don't want to push you to the point that you think, well, he's pushing me too hard, or I'm not ready to do this, because nothing works unless it's at your pace. I'll try to move you along as fast as I can, but you're the one that has to determine what's the comfortable pace that you can go at and keep going. So let's kind of look back a year ago, almost a year ago at this time. Denise Rentz was taking this class with us. And she did. She and her family had bought an old house right there in downtown Clinton. But y'all maybe didn't even know this, but Denise and her family moved down from, I think, the Cary area, bought a huge house and fixed it up. And about this time, well, actually, it was in February, they had a grand opening for the people to come and see what they had done and to start the historic Herring House. And what this is a venue for special events. That's Denise's business, the historic Herring House, and she has done a fantastic job. And it's probably one of the most beautiful homes in North Carolina, inside and out. Isn't that fantastic? And maybe now that you're seeing it, maybe you recognize it. It's right downtown, right across from the library or the post office, right in that general area. And if you haven't been there, go by and take a look at it. The historic house is beautiful. It's a great place for venues and meetings and special events, receptions, weddings. And let me tell you, I'm so happy that she put what we talked about in gear, and now her business is doing real good. Every week I see on Facebook that she's got something new going on there, and I'm hoping she's making money because I know they spent a ton in that home, and they need to make some money to get it back, get their investment back. But after open house, you got to tour the inside. There's a lot of people there with great refreshments. Of course, I love those great refreshments, and went from there. About a year ago, Vanessa McIntosh from over in the mountains at Spruce Pines was telling us that her business had been involved for about 4 or 5 years, but it was just kind of dragging. It was a little bit here and a little bit there, but nothing to get excited about. And she was spending a lot of time there, but not making much money. And talking to Vanessa, she was a real private lady, not very much for wanting to put her face out in public or people to know more about her or her name. She was trying to be kind of secretive about her personal situation, but her wanted her business to grow. Well, she finally came around and started doing some videos and putting some pictures up of getting personal, letting people see the human being in this business and just not a web page. And even while we were having the classes during that 7-week period, she said that the very next day after she put certain videos up, that the phone started ringing off the hook, and she's been doing really well. Well, I've heard from her for the last year every now and then, but last week she gave me a call, and she wanted to come by my office and say hello and actually meet me face to face. She was coming back from the coast where she was at a meeting, and she said, "Mr. Steve, I have just got to tell you, I'm coming back, and I've just got the largest order that I've ever had, and I'm just excited out the world, and because it looks like my business is stable and running forward, and I know that it all started back when you helped me move forward, revamp my website, get that video up." And she said, "I'll probably have to hire another employee before Christmas because business is coming in." That's the kind of news I want to hear this time. That what you've done is working for you and you're moving along. Well, Pam Allen over at Rose Hill has been exploding with her work. She has come forward with her mission statement, her vision statement this week, and her promise statement, all very simple, but all very, very effective. She got me a few pictures. She's going to market her food as P&P Farms. This is homegrown products that she wants to sell locally and at the market, so we're all going to be able to get some fresh produce, eggs, and maybe some meats. She's got some pretty chickens. She's got little bitties. She's got all Rhode Island red chickens in the brooder, so she's going to be having a lot for us to be thinking about. And I'm just so happy that she's given us some pictures now because it makes it come alive. It makes you can almost smell the sawdust there and the other stuff that you smell around chickens. But beautiful garden where you just look at those peppers there that she's got and tomato plants, and back under those shade trees you see the animal pens right there in Rose Hill area. So this is homegrown and home delicious, I'm sure. And she's getting ready she's putting her pictures out here so we can help her. She also came forward with her menu of the different things she's going to have for sale and what she's going to sell them for, from frozen meats to eggs, dehydrated vegetables. And she didn't put her dessert menu up here yet. I asked her last night to make sure it's this rest of the menu because she makes all kinds of jellies and things like that. So we don't have a place right nearby to go down and help another entrepreneur. So That's what you need to do, is get your menu out so people can see it and get excited about you. She's got a few cups that she's going to be able to sell to with her and her husband's name on it. P&P Farms. Now, if you let me, I don't advertise your business just like this for a whole year and try to help folks get forward with you. Valerie down in Wilmington she's been real busy. The vacation season now is kind of slowing down a little bit, but she's working hard to get more information out. She's got a virtual assistant helping her with her Facebook ads, so I'm hoping she'll have a great fall. She did answer my call for everybody. Let's try to get some new business cards, put a new look on things. So if you hadn't sent me your business cards yet, I want you to do it. Show me what you're doing, and business cards are so handy. Keep them with you. They'll eventually bring business. Hey, Sarita, there you are. Thank you for helping us, staying with us with all that you do, and looking forward to continue to work with you. And you're such a great help for other entrepreneurs here at Clinton, too. Okay, Latoya, time for me to brag on you. I am so happy you came out of the closet here and got busy, got me a beautiful picture of yourself. And we're going to move forward and get things hopping with you. Thank you so much for the photograph. I love your imaging. I love your logo here, self-care, self-aware, and healing. That's cool. That's good. That's good. That's catchy and will look good. You did a great job with your imaging. I see a lot of talent here coming out. That's good imaging, good message, and I like to see that. Come up with a story, which we'll talk about later, and stories are very good, telling what you are kind of planning to do. Mission and vision statements and core values, right on target. All these will make a really good presentation for your customers online or at your website when you come there. Dorothy, thank you for being with us again tonight. We really love what you're doing and looking forward to getting more information from you, so we can figure out a way to help send you some business. So when you get that menu, like the other folks have done, some business cards, you let me know and we'll pump it strong. I know you're not quite ready to go public yet, but we're here ready to help you when you are. Thank you for the imaging that you sent us, and you'll be my first florist, so thank you very much. Janae over in White Lake, which is originally a Dunn lady. She was a principal of public schools here in the Dunn area, and married a friend of mine that I taught in Bible school or Sunday school for a lot of years. Janae Pope is at White Lake down in Bladen County, where she lives there. She's she's been involved in a wedding planning business and also a business to do cleaning and painting with mobile homes and campers. I think she's really got a lot of interest in that and looking forward to seeing it grow, and I'm looking forward to helping her make it happen. This is something special that we hadn't seen before. Jeffrey Smith from Dublin is now living at White Lake. And Jeffrey is the new owner of a campground there, which is used to be called Marshburns. Now he's named it Gilligan's Island, a good, friendly treat, happy name, and got the atmosphere to go with it at Gilligan's Island. My wife Norma and I have a little camper there, so that's how we got to know this. And Jeff has put a new website together where he's featuring the beautiful scenes and sunsets at White Lake. Me and my friends sit here often and enjoy the lake right there at Gilligan's. Here's another place, a shelter and trees and all, and this big pier that goes way out in the lake. A lovely swimming pool. You just as well be at Key West when you're there, but it's only 30 miles from Clinton. So White Lake, and Jeff's doing a good job with his website. This is a good example of how you can put a map and show people how to get exactly to your location by using maps on your website. When you want to rent or bring a camper in and get it, he's got a site selection place where you can pick out the site that you might want to rent and click on it, and they'll tell you how much the rent is and when it's available. Right here on this corner right here, if you happen to drive through there, that's where Norma and I have our little camper. We call it the shanty. Like the shanty out in the woods, because that's what it is for us. It is amazing how little you can get along with after you have some time staying in a little camper. But we're real close to the water, and love for y'all to come by and sit on the porch with us, and we'll talk about it. At the campground, there's a beautiful mansion-type home that they rent the whole bottom of this area out for special events, like venues, weddings, parties, family reunions, special holiday events, and such as that. That would make a really cool place for us to have a meeting one day. So I'm going to talk to Jeff about maybe we can arrange that and out with the grills and have a good fellowship time. But if you have a family gathering that you'd like to bring and not carry them to the beach or the mountains, there's a real nice place right there at White Lake to do it. Tisha's with us tonight. Tisha, thank you for your staying with us in your alterations business. Looking forward to getting a lot more pictures and a lot more information from you when you're ready to share it. Casey at Beulahville, she's in there too. She is a full-time nurse, knows all about nursing, but she also likes to do her own remedies with Featherby apathy, and got a good thing going on. She sent us a picture this time of her pop-up tent when she sets up to have sales in the public. Does a lot of different things. She makes her own remedies from herbs and natural things and help people get along without taking chemicals and things like that. So looking so forward to getting more information from her. Annette's been hanging with us every week. She's at Chickapin, and she's just kind of thinking about what she wants to get into and taking her time about it, and that's just fine, Annette. You do what you need to do. We'll be here for you when you're ready. Denise works over in Goldsboro. She lives in Warsaw. Very active associate and always willing to help when we have a project that needs to be done. Cheryl is in Elizabethtown. She's got a lot going on. She is into graphics and design. She does some light manufacturing, and she can help you with website design and management as well, and any special projects. She's got a good background and history of doing business, so I'm sure we will help her get her business up and running. Sabrine is a minister, and now she wants to get into education to help folks be taught online or in special classes or at counseling. She was with us last night and shared a lot with us, so I'm very thankful for her. She's starting a new business, which is Unchained Edgeabilities, which is designed to help folks do things. And she came forward with a menu of services. And lastly, let's talk about Elizabeth again. She's in right there in Clinton. Beautiful young lady, very sweet to talk to, very effective, I'm sure, with her photography. And she's absolutely a pro at putting images on the internet. So any of you that's got your business coming along and you need some special images, she's already said she'd be glad to help you any way she can at the Small Business Center or through her office. But here's some samples of her images that she's got on Facebook. Looks like she's been a busy lady and going to do a real good job. I like her motto, which is making memories one session at a time. So that's indeed what photos are all about. So thank you, Elizabeth, for all that you are offering to do and doing for us. So you want your name up here? You want us to start pushing your business, doing more for you? Tawanda, we'll do it for you. All you got to do is get involved and share the information with us, and we'll do everything we can to help you get your business up and running and help you become a member and a part of the Academy of Entrepreneurs and Associates. The best place to start is for you to do a video of yourself, a selfie video where you're just simply introducing yourself and telling about the business that you want to start. Go ahead and do that. Send it to me. About 25 to 35 seconds is all it needs to be, nothing long. But if you want to do one longer so we can convert it to YouTube, you can do that as well. But making the videos is going to be the first major step that you do to help get your business up and running, and we want to help you do it. So I don't keep motivating you. You find the endurance to stay in the game, and by golly, things will go real well. You got to stay in the game, though. You got to keep at it. I want to give you a tip now. I want to give you a tip to help your business run. People go out in the world and they buy things, but there's only two kinds of things that they really shop for if you want to categorize it down and make it really close. One, they buy things that they want. I mean, I just kind of want this thing. I've been waiting for a while to get it. I got the business to get it. I mean, I got the money to go buy it, and I don't buy it. That's something that I want. Well, if you're in business, you want to have some of those type of products that people will just buy because they want them. You know why? Number one, they're impulse items. Number two, you can make them be related to upsells and link them to several things to buy. And number three, you usually will make more money on items that people want than things people need. You know, they'll pay more money for something they want. But as a business person, you want to have products in your business that people really need as well, or services. You need to be offering something they need and what they want, because people that need things, and you want to have some profit centers that people will come back to you week after week or month after month for continuous business. Not just one thing at a time, but you want to have some things that people will keep coming back for you. That's going to give you the staying power. Now, I have to give you a little secret advice here. You're not going to make as much money usually on things that people need per sale, because you're going to have to keep the price down, because competitors are really going to be after their business for these needy things as well. But you'll make your money in the long term because you're going to have a lot of repeat business with those items. See what I'm saying? Now, the things that people want, you want those there, so that when they come in there and see something they want, they also see something they need. But if they're coming to shop with you just to see something they need, if you've got other profit centers there, they'll see things they want and buy it from. So the combination of it is very, very important, having that combination of things they need and things they want. I know I mute a few microphones here, so we're getting some background noise, okay? All right. The drill skills. Every week we talk about them for the next couple of weeks anyway. There's 40 drill skills. You got a handout on them with videos that help you with them. All these are important for you to try to master and learn and make it a part of your tool belt, your entrepreneur tool belt. We've already done 25 so far, now 24 of them. Tonight we're going to start out with number 25. If you're closing a sale or doing business with a customer, it's really important for you to send and to read nonverbal communications. Might not have thought about that in the past. What's that got to do with doing business? Let me tell you, you need to get all the information that you can from a customer when you're talking to them, so you create a relationship with them. And lots of times people will tell you more information or with their eyes or the way they're pointing or expressions, and those are really important. And as an entrepreneur, a master at doing business, the better that you can read nonverbal communications and the better that you can send messages without saying words, the more effective and the more powerful salesperson you're going to be, the more powerful friend you will be, and definitely the better business person you'll be. So over in week 7, we're going to talk about these nonverbal communications when we're talking about negotiating and closing deals and forecasting things. So always think about those nonverbal communications. Who motivates other people? Who motivates other people? Well, there has to be an assertive person in the room for someone else to be motivated. Most people say, I don't think I like that word. That doesn't sound too sweet or too soft and warm and friendly. Well, maybe it's not, but it's not a bad thing. Matter of fact, as an entrepreneur, business person, it's a good thing. I want you to be assertive. Let me tell you, I'm your business coach, and it will be a good thing from time to time for you to be assertive, because you don't have to motivate yourself. You don't need to motivate your customers from time to time, and you don't need to motivate your employees from time to time. So if you're kind of shy and laid back, and maybe you're not kind of into motivating people, and I'll pat Sarita on the shoulder there, she's probably the least assertive person I know, but I know that when she got to do some business or make something more forward, Sarita, you need to become more assertive so you can get people to move on out and give you their money. It's easy to say that to someone that's as soft-spoken as Sarita is. So you probably look at me and say, well, he's just born assertive. Well, maybe I was. But Motivation is what we're after here. That's the bottom line. Someone that's asleep is not going to do business. So wake up, get with it, get with the plan. We got to get in the game. 2 words here: tax avoidance and evasion. Which one's a good thing? I'm probably the only person giving webinars that will approach this subject, and we're going to hit it hard in week 7. But I want you to know this first of all. You want to do tax avoidance. You don't want to pay taxes you don't have to pay. And there's a lot of ways that we can rearrange our books or the way we make deals that will give you less tax exposure than some other ways. Now, as long as you're doing it legal, it's a real good thing, but we don't want to lie, cheat, manipulate, take advantage of people. That's tax evasion. And that's against the law, and I don't want anything to do with that, and I don't want you to have anything to do with it. But over in week 6, we're going to talk about taxes and bookkeeping, and I'm going to show you some ways that you can avoid paying so much tax. And as a startup business, that's really, really important. So, excuse me. Tawanda, this is a huge issue for you. If you're into flipping houses or buying property, making the purchases the right way, with the right documents, the right terms, right type of financing, can make a real big difference in what your tax exposure is. So that's an important thing. I want you to be really good at tax avoidance. In entrepreneurship, it's probably people are going to tell you no 10 times before they'll ever tell you yes. Especially as you're first getting started, when people don't know and recognize you or hadn't done business with you before. As you get established in business, you're going to have a lot of repeat business, and you'll be told no a whole lot less. I'm fortunate in that, having been in business now for 64 years, a lot of times I can talk to a customer for the first time and get the deal. But still, I'll have new customers that come by that I hadn't done business with them before, and I'll have to court them 9 or 10 times. I have to talk with them here and there and for a month or 2 before I get a deal from them. So you don't get knocked down a lot. And when I say knocked down, I don't mean physically someone's going to hit you, but knocked down emotionally maybe, or with your spirits deflated because people didn't give you the order when you really wanted it. Well, just know it's coming. Be thankful for every opportunity, because every time you'll get a little better at it. So it's not how many times you get knocked down that counts. What really counts is how well you get back up and get in the game. Getting back up and staying in the game is the key to entrepreneur success. We're here to win it. And to win this race doesn't mean you are first in line or you make $1 billion. To win this race of entrepreneurship, it is staying in the race, getting to the finish line. Because each day, each year, you'll learn a few more little things that will help you generate more profit and have a more sustainable business. Number 29, is your legacy going to be that of a taker or a giver? Takers are people that pretty much are just in it to get anything out of it they can. They don't care whether anyone else makes any money. You'll have customers that come to you that don't care if you make a profit or not. They just want to take what you got as cheap as they can get it. And maybe you have a little bit of that in you too. Well, payback's tough. But the fact is, those folks that care about other people and give of themselves, help people that are in need, when someone has a situation that you can help with, if you help them move along as a Christian, a good Samaritan, whatever you want to be, your legacy is being made every day. And as a business person, everyone knows your legacy. And if you have the legacy as a butthole taker versus a kind-hearted giver, you'll get more business as a kind-hearted giver, people who work with people and for people. So keep that in mind, because it is so important in business. When you're being the best person you can be and helping others, you're letting your candle light shine, like this uh, lighthouse behind me. Every day you got an opportunity to let your light shine. Like when Latoya sent me that picture, that great big smile you got, Latoya, I just lit up and smiled. That is so cool. And when you share that with the public and they see, hey, this isn't a web page, this is the person with a smile on their face that's making me smile, that's important. It's such a little thing seemingly, but it is a huge thing about helping find customers that will come and do business with you. Now, I know what my face looks like, and I know it's not a movie star by any means. It's an ugly sucker, but I'll put it out there because customers want to do business with a human being. The magic marketing moment we talked about last week. Remember, after we made the sale, we put the customer's name into our database, and then we told them we want them to have 100% customer satisfaction. And that's when you have a chance to create the Raven fan customer. You say to them, I really appreciate your business, and I'm glad you're 100% satisfied. Now, here comes the bite. Here comes the hook. Now, tell me when it was you were going to buy that other thing that I need to plan to have in stock for you. Or who do you know that's maybe in the market for this or that? Or can you tell me some product that maybe you were thinking about buying that if I stocked it, you'd buy it from me? Those are the kind of questions that make the Golden Goose marketing plan work, because it's the magic marketing moment where you get the information you need to plan for the future, to make notes, to make sure you call on this customer at a certain time, to stay in touch with that person over there because they're shopping. We have to be diligent. We just can't sit back in our recliner chair and not keep notes or not make plans and expect the business to run itself. It will not. It'll just run out in the ditch. But with doing some right things fundamentally with your marketing plan, your business will be just fine and you can move on forward with it. But it's up to you to find that magic marketing moment. Don't spend much more time on this because I'll hit it hard all night long. If you're not into videos, get into videos. If you haven't taken your phone out and did a selfie video where you introduce yourself, do it, because you can erase it as many times as you want to, but come up with one that you want to send to me and we can enhance it for you, or we can give you tips on how to make it better. That's going to be a major step with getting your business up off the ground. Okay, there's your 40 drill skills. Now we're going to move into more serious stuff. I sent you lots of emails the other week. Remember getting those 10 or 11 emails from me that all of them started out with the word sample? Well, I did that for a reason. I wanted those in your file. And if you can't find them, then you go look in your spam file because you don't want to look. And one of the sample emails I sent to you was one of my emails to one of my customers. And I use that email as an example to show you how you can use 8 marketing tools that we talked about last week. You know, it's one thing to have a tool, but you need to get it out and use it. So using the DBA, the doing business is adding photos, being personal, saying hello, good morning, it's good to hear from you again, instead of just being cold and dry business text. When you put some personality in there, you have a good chance to create a relationship. Tell some stories, put some color and some humor in what you're talking about. I like when I'm trying to sell a piece of equipment to a customer and I've got it in stock, I'll say, yes, sir, I've got one of them right here, and it's an orphan that needs a home. I'll usually get a smile out of my customer when I say that, having some good sayings and logos like that. You want to have the good look. Remember the look and the hook we talked about? You want to have some product videos, and I sent you lots of samples of those, and you want some call to action in everything that you're doing. We're going to be planting those customer brain seeds where we say, I'm going to do all I can to see you're 100% satisfied, so you'll have your neighbors and friends to come and see us too. That's right. Matter of fact, that would be a good video for you to do, just a video where you plant the Raven fan customer seeds. And put in common denominators in everywhere you can. What does that mean? Try to find the customers that have a common denominator with you. North Carolinian, a teacher, Mason, Baptist church, in a circle of friends, teaching, child care, grandmother. The whole world is full of different people that put little labels on them. Cancer survivor, Coast Guardsman if you're in the service, wife of a veteran. Any common denominators you can put out there, there's someone else out there in the world that will identify with that, and when they see it, they're more apt to contact you and do things. Check out these covers of videos, and I sent these to you. They're in your email file, where that you can see what you can do with plain and simple videos by enhancing them by adding script, text, and photos. And as basic as I am in my skills, we were able to do this with the help of a couple of young ladies who are ready to help you. Matter of fact, I got an email from one today that's ready to take your videos and turn them into commercials. And I don't pay her. It's not going to cost you anything. So get with the plan while we got the academy going on. And I'd love to try to help you with that. So look at those samples. Send me some videos of your own. Our objective tonight is to help you put together a mindset and a plan that bring customers into your business. Just like a magnet brings customers in. If your plan has got people coming to you, that means you don't have to be out there running all the time to go get them. Now, there's some customers you do need to go get and make some cold calls. I'll say that up front, but you don't need to do it all the time. So that's the gist of what I'm trying to share with you tonight. And we only have a couple hours to talk, so I don't hit the highlights really hard. And then it's up to you to see how you apply those to your business, or to come back and say, Steve, I need a little help with this or with that, making it work for me. And me and Bart and Elizabeth, I'll be glad to help you. It's just you got to make the move, and we're here for you. So one of our main things that we're going to say is we want to target customer groups, just like the targets on the slide here. And in each target, notice we've got three arrows sticking in each one of those targets. One arrow, we're going to call it the media that we're going to use to attract that customer. The other area, we're going to call it the method that we're going to use to attract that customer. In other words, how are we going to take that media and put it to work? And the third area is just good there for good measure, because if there's any types of guerrilla marketing tools that we can use, that you can use to help that customer come in here, we want to talk about that too. Bringing customers into your business is not a haphazard chance. No, it is when you do it our way with our Golden Goose plan, you will have a fundamental foundation to build on for the rest of your business by using these targeted customer groups. Remember, we've been talking for the last few weeks about the different marketable profit centers. Well, here's where the word marketable comes in. We want our profit centers to look really good or to be marketable with certain customer groups. And hopefully that will all come together for you tonight, that you'll get a good understanding on that. So let me just share with you and just lean back. Take a deep breath now. We're going to talk some basics here. Man, in the scale of A to Z, this is A. I want to tell you, so that you can get started right away, the most effective ways that today, tomorrow, and the next day, without spending any money whatsoever, almost, maybe a few dollars, but not even 50 probably, the most effective ways that you can get customers to start finding you right now. Now, I'm not telling you right now you will sell to them, because our objective right now is to get them to come to you so you can say hello, introduce yourself, talk about your products, show them what you got. But they got to come to you because they're not doing it now, are they? The most effective, least costly, way to help them find you is so simple. You ready? It's your mobile web page. When someone is searching for doing business on the telephone, and that's the way 85% of people that are shopping now will do it on their telephone. And that image that comes up on their telephone comes through the internet. So we don't have to have an internet presence to do it. But that mobile web page, when it comes up, it's either going to come up as a hard to read regular computer desktop screen with jam-packed with information, where if you figure out anything you can do, you got to open it up and do this and do that, get your pages up. It's really hard to read, really hard to navigate. It's appealing. But when you just design your mobile page for a purpose, now here's a copy of my mobile page from my equipment company. My webmaster and I designed that so that the priority is to get our customer to touch that blue button on his screen. And he's got to want to do that once he decides he wants to pull the trigger. He reaches over there and touches that blue button, and my phone will ring. My cell phone will ring if he touches that blue button. And that's what I want. Because if you, like me, can get the customer to call you up, and you get to talk to them and make an appointment or give them some prices or say you'll get back to them with a deal, then you have taken them out of the market. You've taken them out of the market. About 3 o'clock this afternoon, my phone rang right here at this desk I'm sitting at. And it was a gentleman named Johnny in a little town in Louisiana. He owns a seafood restaurant. I would love to be able to go down there tonight and have some of his seafood. But Johnny had his cell phone in his hand, looked at that screen, decided he saw those fertilizer spreaders on that screen and called me up and said, tell me about your spreaders here. What's the general pricing, specifications, estimated freight? I didn't know if we had them in stock, but I told him I'd get the details and get back to him and let him know. 30 minutes later, I talked to my distributor. We had it in the warehouse. He told me how much it cost to ship it down to Louisiana, about $300 or $400. I called Johnny back and I said, Johnny, we've got it in stock and we can have it shipped right to your business address. Your total bill is going to be $925. I told him $925. And he said, okay, let's do it. Here's my credit card number. So in less than an hour, that mobile page, having the right design the right way, had created an order and a sale for me that I made about $100 on that. And tomorrow, that fertilizer spreader will be on the way to Louisiana. It's so important that you are prepared to do business and you're encouraging the customer to call you up and talk about it. And when you get that call, it's going to be so important that you're ready to take it and you've got a system and laid out with a plan how to take orders and tell them what they need to know and be friendly with them and such as that. When Johnny called, he seemed like a nice fellow, and I asked him some questions about his business and back and forth back here, and asked him if he had crawfish for sale there, and he did. So we enjoyed talking about that. So that relationship building has a lot to do with moving forward. Some of us need to have practice of that. I've been doing it for 65 years. And in week 7, or last week, I'll talk to you about giving you some tips about salesmanship. But, people all over the United States are going to have a chance to give you a call. And some of them are out there in California or Oregon or Arizona. And maybe you don't want them to call you when it's 1 o'clock in the morning because it's only 11 o'clock where they are. So it's really good to have another button there right up easy as they can touch that other button and send you a text or ask for a quote. So that's why that mobile page can be so very important. You'll get the business while your competitors are waiting for someone to get in touch with them. But if you don't have that page designed to make it easy for them to work, Now notice the other pictures there. When you touch on my thing, when you touch those other pictures, you'll go to the information on those. And I've got my most important things there that I sell, the pictures of them up top. Now, on your telephone, after you see this, you can scroll up and see lots and lots of more pictures. And when you see a picture you like, you put your finger on it, and we'll go right straight to a chance to give me a call. So your mobile page is so important. Here's my mobile page for selling books on Amazon. Notice that blue button there again. Now, the second most effective way for you to really get kick-started in your business, to give it a jump start and start making some money, is the least costly way there is, and it's the second most effective way. And I'm going to call it the old-fashioned way to get business. And what is that? It is your raving fan customer. Now, what is a raving fan customer? Tawana hadn't heard this before, but a raving fan customer is that person that after you do business with them, they go out in the world and spread the word about how good it is to do business with you. And Tawana, you're getting ready to get into a business that will make a lot of difference, because folks that find a good place to live that they can afford, they will definitely tell their family, friends, and neighbors that you're the person to do business with. So this is so important that you have raving fan customers. But just having them doesn't make you money. You want to have a list, an email list, and a text messaging, a cell phone number list of your raving fan customers, so you can send them those constant promotions and keep reminding them week by week or month by month that you're in business and you got something new to talk about. So very important to understand and have a list and a database that you can have continuous promotions going out. That's the second most important way to get your business kick-started. Now, the third way, very inexpensive way again, and the third way that's important is, listen, did you know that tomorrow you could have an account, a little website on the internet that customers could leave comments about you, see your pictures of your products, find out where you're located, call you up easily, send you an email. So easy that as early as tomorrow you could have that working for you, and it's almost as effective as a regular website. It's the next best thing, maybe, or close to it, and that is registering your business on Google. Google is a powerful tool. It's an internet search engine and so much more. And you can have your own account there, which means that you will have your own page. Your own place on pages that look like this, that have the maps to your location, pictures of what you've got, give a place for folks to give reviews, put your hours that you're open and what's going on. It's just amazing. And it's almost free. So please, if you're ready to do business, get there and take advantage of it. I've been doing it for years, and I encourage everybody else to do it as well. Next, number 4, it's these videos again, because as you start making videos, you can start forming your own YouTube channel. Again, another freebie. And your YouTube channel can become your most important website. It is a website in its own, that you don't have to pay a webmaster to do it. You can manage it yourself. And with a lot of y'all's businesses that you're doing, you having these YouTube little videos and being the salesman of your own products and services is so powerful. 3 years ago, I started in our business doing the videos, mainly because of these classes I'm teaching with you guys. I said, I need to start practicing what I'm preaching, so I started doing it. And 3 years later now, and I sent y'all a link to my YouTube channel. I want you to go there. I started creating videos and filling up my YouTube channel. And automatically, at least 2 or 3 times a week now, I'm getting a customer asking for a quotation to buy something based on the video he saw at my YouTube channel that I hadn't paid a cent for yet. And it's making thousands of dollars for me and so many other people. It's incredible. So go to my YouTube channel. I sent you the link to it. Anthony Stephen Carver YouTube. Just type that in on Google. You'll end up there. And you can see all my previous videos of classes like this, that most of them are online. See videos we made of equipment, and also see videos of your fellow classmates here as you send them in them, and we enhance them and doctor them up and make them look good. I leave those on my channel too. Got a little treat for you. You can go there now and see where I was baptized Sunday. I got baptized in a full immersion at the Foundation Church in Elizabethtown. You might find that to be interesting to look at, see the old fella all wet and everything. It was a big day, and I'm glad to have that video there. I want y'all to have a YouTube channel. I know it will make you money and make you smile. So let's stop thinking about it and do it. All right, finding customers. Finding customers and helping them find us. What's one of the main things you do is to have as many things to sell or as many different types of services as you can manage that are marketable. That is, we don't break them down. All these different things that maybe you got, we don't market them in different ways so that they will be attractive to different customer groups, different targeted customer groups. So remember we talked about the marketable profit centers? Each one of those, excuse me, we're going to come up with a target group that will most likely be interested in it. Yeah, and make that work for you. Then we're going to talk about DBAs, doing business as, and we're going to name those different profit centers as many different names as we think we need to help different folks find them, because they will call them different items. You know, my name being Anthony Stephen Carver. Some people might call me Tony. Some people might call me Anthony or Antonio. Others might call me Stevie or Steve or Stephen, that's spelled with a P or a V. And Carver, which is oftentimes spelled with a T, Carter. So I can take my simple name and lay out probably 15 different ways that customers might type it into the internet. That gives me the opportunity to think about, how many web pages do I want now to get someone to come find me? And it will be as many web pages as it takes, trying to figure out what people are going to type in. Give that some thought. Offer as many marketable profit centers as you can. Identify the customer groups that they will probably identify with, and then figure out a way to send our marketing information, our advertising right straight at that group. Now, we can't stay in touch with folks on a large basis and a continuing basis unless you have their email address in a list, and a long list of email addresses forming up your customer contact database. And then once you have that, you'll be able to send things to them without spending hardly any money at all. Now, my database right now is for the Academy, sending out reminders when we start campaigns here and things like that, probably at about 4,500 different email addresses. And my database for Carver Equipment Company is probably in the range of 4,000. But my assistant can go to MailChimp and send out an email in 5 minutes to all those people. Or she can plan to have them send it out a month in advance, or 2 months, or every other day, any type of schedule you want. And that email going out costs me $35 for all those folks. And they do it, and it's incredible. I used to do it myself, but it would take me hours to send all those emails out. But now, if I wanted to save that money, I can still do it. But now my time is better spent quoting customers and selling things and sitting here doing the email work. But that's what virtual assistants can do for you, either through mass media like MailChimp, or doing it themselves. Or it's maybe something that you want to do as a job. SEO. Everybody say that. SEO. Write it down if you need to. Search engine optimization. SEO is search engine optimization. What this does is ensures that your web page that you select will be more productive than your competitor's web page is trying to sell the same thing. So saying it that simple makes it very important. I've got you a very good handout, a very good study guide that goes into a little bit of depth. It don't go too deep that makes you go cross-eyed, but it goes into enough depth that you'll get a good handle on what is SEO and how you're going to use it. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it right now. Search engine optimization is a skill or an art form that you apply to web page content. SEO is all about the words and the titles that are on web pages, because the internet search engines like Google and Safari and Web Crawler and more, when they are trying to find that page to give to you when you're shopping for something, they're searching web pages for those words. So the art form or the skills that we have in putting the right words on the right pages and configuring those pages to be most attractive to the search engine person that's searching, that's the key to success. We'll talk a little bit how to do that, because the better you are with your SEO skills, the higher the ranking is that you're going to get when you're trying to sell to customers. That's why if you do it right and you are interested in people that are typing in a certain type of product or page, well, when they type it in, your page has got to be up close to the top of the page for them to ever see it. And this placement is called, or where it's stacked at, is what SEO does for you. The better placement you have, the better it is. Now, there's 9 factors that have a lot to do with SEO performance. There's probably 150 or more factors that have a lot to do with it, but 9 are so important that we can talk about them. And if you have a handle on these, then the rest of them will fall in line. Some of this SEO stuff, to take it to the nth degree, requires a webmaster, someone that really knows how to design web pages to be most attractive. But the most important things is how many times you and I fill that page up with certain words. Those certain words being the same ones that people are looking for. If someone types in red wagon and they're searching for that on Google, if a web page has more red wagons written on it than all the others in the whole World Wide Web, then that will be one of the pages that come up in the top of the stack. That's what we're talking about, that content. But there's other factors involved too, so let's talk about them. Maybe more important than content is the name of the page, because that's the most important content there is. So let's say that you're talking about that little red wagon, and if your web page is named ... Carver Equipment redwagon.com, and the search engine is looking for red wagon, the chance is excellent that that customer will come in and land right on my red wagon page. But I'm selling a lot of wagons. I'm selling blue wagons too. So if a customer types in, I want to buy a blue wagon, I don't have a web page named Carver Equipment Company /blue wagon. Right there. So this is guerrilla marketing at its best. You're going to steal the customers from the rest of the whole World Wide Web, because you're going to be smart enough to put the right content on your web pages. Next factor is, are they mobile friendly? You've got a website, you've got a lot of testing in it for people to look at it on your desktop or laptop computers. But how do those pages look on a cell phone? And that is really important, that it will take a whole different, build another page for cell phones. And that's what you have to do. You have to build those mobile pages to be mobile friendly. So, for example, I think we've got 1,700 pages at carverequipment.com now. And we've probably got 400 pages that are mobile friendly, because those are the main ones. When you sell a lot of stuff and you have a lot of prices, you have to update those prices regularly, and that can become a nightmare if you got lots and lots of pages. So I have to limit the number of pages I spend lots of money and time on, because to do that. When you include a video, especially if that video is named the search engine title that you're after, if you include a video, wide web internet that does not have videos. You see, Google owns YouTube, and Google wants videos out there, and they're making sure it happens. That's a strong way to do it. So you've got a nice web page or nice website, and you're into it, you're proud of it, but you have failed to put the videos all through your website. I don't tell you that you're going to be a loser to begin with, and I hate to say that. Now, we need to remember that the search term that's being typed in is important content. That's called the keywords. And those keywords on the best landing pages will be all over that landing page a lot of different times, a lot of different places, over and over again. That is, fill those pages up with keywords. That's big time SEO success in the making. Now, I don't want your email, I don't want your web page or your website to have links to it to other people's websites. And man, a lot of you do that, and a lot of us do not want to do it. The reason you don't want to do it is, why in the world do you want to pay money at your website and then have on there, make it easy for people to click and leave you? You want them to stay at your website. You don't want to send them somewhere else. That's why your pages need to be very effective. So what am I saying? The more you can have someone go from one page at your website to the next and stay there, guerrilla marketing again, the longer you keep them at your website, the less time they have to spend with someone else. Yeah, I don't want to say you're going to imprison them, but you're going to mesmerize them with information and links at your website. Keep them shopping around, and you set up your web pages in such a way that you're trying to make upsells by the way you have your links on each page going to somewhere else at your website. Again, you're not very smart by spending a lot of money, having a nice website to bring people in, and the first thing you do is have a link down there that sends them somewhere else. Yeah, think about that real hard. You're not doing yourself a favor when you do that. The last thing that or number 6 I want to talk about is a webmaster probably help you with this, because some photos and some images take a long time to load up. And if your web page is slow to load, that is, a customer clicks on it and just sits there and it goes round and round and round, and then after a while maybe the web page will come up, chances are real good that shopper done left you. They didn't wait around for you. And especially if you're serving folks in rural areas, and all over the United States there are a lot of rural areas that does not have high-speed internet. And those folks that don't have high-speed internet, web pages just load slower and slower than maybe what you're used to here. So you have to be conscious of that. There again is where a professional may be needed to check your pages out, make sure that you don't have some photos or images on there that are real slow to load, or some videos that are real slow to load. And again, load on your telephone, makes makes that even more critical. Excuse me. All right, we've talked about 9 important factors to improve your SEO. Number 9, there's a way that you can get people to come to your website. It's called pay-per-click. A lot of different kinds of pay-per-click. Some are described as calling them boost and other things. But pay-per-click means I've got my website up here, and the search engines may find them on their own. Or I might go to a certain company and pay them some money to make people come to my webpage. That is, if they type something in, this search engine is going to grab them and give them my webpage right in front of it. And if they click on it, if they open my webpage, they're going to make $1 or $2 or 50 cents, some price that I bid on. This can be very positive, effective for brand new businesses with brand new products, but it can also be very expensive and dangerous if you don't know what you're doing, because they're going to be charging your credit card based on the budget that you said you want to spend. And they make it so complicated that it's easy to make a mistake and easy to spend more money than you had planned to. But I have to tell you, just getting into business or you're introducing a new product that's pretty profitable for you, pay-per-click is a very reasonable thing to do, because you can probably get a good return on your investment, and with it you can see what kind of return you're getting. So don't go to pay-per-click if you haven't done this before without talking with someone specifically about the do's and don'ts to do it. The easiest way to learn more about it is to use Facebook and boost your ads at Facebook. Some people say that is a big waste of money, boosting ads. And I have to say, on some things it seems that way. Other people say, be it Facebook and then use Instagram to promote your products. And right there, I just went out to a world that I know nothing about, is Instagram. I've just challenged one of my assistants to get involved with it and tell me what I need to know. But pay-per-click means you can spend a little more money or a lot more money to instantaneously start bringing people to your web pages. That opportunity is out there for you. All right, your search engines. When you look at a page at Google that you brought up right here, I took this copy, this picture, web screenshot a few years ago. I typed in the word carver up top. And you see all the stuff that came up? Well, the first thing that came up was Carver Equipment. That's me. And then there's Carver Equipment again. And then here's the state park and some other Carvers, different stuff, and on and on and on. But number 1 in the first list in here was old Steve Carver right there. So you can make it happen. I made that happen with pay-per-click. In other words, I paid a big price to get people to click there, and that moved me up to the top of the list. The more you pay, the higher on the list you get. Now, notice when you open a Google page, you'll have those that come up with your pictures and emboldened and such as that. Usually the people that are at the top of a web page have used pay-per-click to get there. And you'll have to look down to the middle of the web page, number 8, 9, or 10, to see those that are not using pay-per-click. Like when you look down at the bottom of this page right here, this is my regular ads right down here at the bottom, where that's just the search engines have found them on their own, but that was still on the first page, so that's very good. Now, here's what I'm so happy to tell you. If you have a My Business at Google account that we talked about earlier, you're going to be on that first page probably. Your picture, your map, everything will be right there, bright and shiny, and you didn't have to pay a single penny to make that happen. That's why your Google business on the internet is so effective and just knocks everybody else away, because you're beating your competitors when you do that. Another factor is with SEO is using social media and mentioning web pages when you're on social media folks can see that web page link and sometimes will click on it. So you can put the link in your social media post, and it will drive people to your actual web pages. I do that a lot. I try to bait them in social media, get them to come to my landing page where we actually make the sale. It's kind of like we're baiting them out in social media. They come in just like we're fishing. They land on my landing page, and then it's up to me to set the hook and make the sale. You'll learn how to do that and do it right quite well. But SEO is the way that you bait that hook. There are so many social medias out there now, and it seems to be growing. And some people swear by one and other people swear by the other. And I'm not here to debate you on it, but I'm here to say that I know they're powerful, but I also know you can get sucked into so much social media that you lose your focus on bringing customers to your website, or you're so interested in being liked or seeing how much stuff you can put up there or how many customers are chatting about you that you're not making any business. So my suggestion is do a good job with things we're talking about. The Google, your YouTube, your Facebook business pages, and your own website. And after you get those in place, then maybe you want to branch out if you still have time. But if you do those things right, you're not going to have a lot of time left. You're going to be doing business, and you'll get all the business you want. Remember, every time someone calls you up or talks about this, if they're not buying from you, they're taking up your time. And that indeed can be quite stressful. You want to spend your time being effective and making sales, so you want to bring in quality leads so that you can do that. SEO, sometimes you'll actually have to invest to get someone to help you dress up your website. Be the best investment that you make. If you're not, get some quotes, find out how much you want to put into it. The content, everybody say that with me, content, Content is the same as saying, I want the right keywords on my web pages. I want the right search terms, which is the same way of saying keywords on my web pages. So we need to choose the right keywords to improve our position when the web page comes to get us. Finding the right keywords, sometimes people say, oh my gosh, I got to sit here and think about all these things that mean the same thing or almost the same thing. I got good news for you. It's not that bad, because you can go to Google and type in, just like I've got here on the thing, keyword search terms, and up will pop up what you're looking at there at the slide, which is a lot of places that will freely share with you millions of different keywords that you might want to use for content on your web pages, and you don't have to think about it. They're doing it all for you. So here's an example right here. Right there was on that one page with 6 different websites that will help you find keywords for your search engine. And when you go to one of those pages, you'll see something like this. You see over here that these people had typed in up at the top, running shoe, right up here. See what was it, running shoe? That's what I typed in. And when you type in running shoe at this particular website, they just go on and on and on telling you about the different types of keywords you might use for someone that types in running shoes, or the different things they might type in instead of running shoes if that's what they're looking for. So, and furthermore, if you'll look, that people that were typing in running shoes that were also looking for Brooks shoes on a day, on the current day this was running, 280,000 people, or 280,000 times someone had typed in Brooks shoes. You're selling running shoes, and you might want to say to yourself, wow, I need to get me some Brooks shoes and some Hokas and some running or some Hera arches, because you see, these websites tell you what the most popular products are. And if you're building a business, you want to have the best names, because this shows you what people are actually shopping for. That's an amazing, powerful piece of information. So I'm glad to share that with you, okay? finding other keywords is important because you can go to your web page, your own, and anywhere you want to. You can load it with different text that will help search engines find you. Now, if you look down at the very bottom of my web pages, all of our web pages have three parts: the top, the center, and the bottom. The top and the bottom are called headers. The thing in the center is where your meat is. So the bottom header on this web page starts right here where I'm cursor, down here in the bottom where it's shaded. And notice I got a lot of town names listed right here. Fort Bragg, I changed that, hadn't I? Rayford, Pinehurst, Pittsburgh, and on and on and on. And then down here I've got a lot of different product names down here. Why? I mean, nobody's going to read that except the search engines. So if someone in right here will say Pittsburgh, North Carolina, or Fayetteville, or Clinton, or Smithville, see those words right there? If someone that is in the area of Clinton and they're searching on the internet, the web crawler knows that they're in Clinton, and it will give favor to pages that have the word Clinton written on them, whether it has anything to do with what you're searching for or not. That's why when you go searching lots of times, web pages that come up, you say, what's it doing here? Well, it may be because they've got the word of your hometown there, and it just automatically brought it up because you're shopping in an area where they are. Lots of tricks to this trade. That's lots of guerrilla marketing tricks. Don't cost you any money, but absolutely make your pages a lot more powerful. Here's a close-up of some of those pages. And it's time for me to redo this and to revitalize it. Some of my pages on certain products are sold mainly in Texas, Arizona, some in Utah and Oregon. I'll have pages that have those different states and names of towns in those different states. A few years ago, I was working here at the desk. A phone call rang. Someone said, Mr. Carter, we're enjoying looking at your website here, and we're ready to buy one of these mowers, some type of mower to go buy a truck. And we just talked so friendly, like we've been knowing each other for years. And I said, now, you want me to send you a check or pay with a credit card? And I said, well, either way is fine with me, but if you pay with a credit card, it's going to cost you 4.5% more. If you send the check, it's going to take several days to get here. That's up to you. You see, that's the way that I let customers get involved in their own pricing. At any rate, we did the deal. And then he said, and by the way, where are you? I told him I'm right here in Dunn, North Carolina, right on Interstate 95. He said, holy moly, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and I thought you were right here in Tucson. I said, no, sir, I'm in North Carolina, but we have lots of customers in Arizona, and we'll probably give you better service and better prices than the ones there. He said, well, that's just fine. Let's do it. Now, that is how important having your mobile page bring people to you, and once they get there, it works. His mobile page came up. My mobile page came up on his phone because at my web page, I have one of the things he was shopping for to bring him to me, or I might have had on that web page the name of his town and state. That's the importance of SEO and how it can make things happen for you. Here's an example of just adding words, just adding text of things that you sell or things that you can do to help the search engine find you. Nobody's going to read it hardly except the search term, so you put it in real small letters down at the bottom. You used to be able to put that in a blank print. That is, the print was there, but it wouldn't show up. But the Google said that was against the law. You can't do that anymore. Yes, there was. The landing page. I mentioned it a lot tonight. We can do all the stuff we want to bring people into our website or into a way to do shopping. But if we don't put them on a place that encourages them to go ahead and buy, that motivates them, that we are assertive, that we are encouraging them to do something now, then you're probably not going to get any business. And you can have really beautiful websites that never make a sale. I think that's a waste of time for the most part if you're in the retail business. But here's an example of one of my landing pages, and I have people copy them. My competitors are copying them all the time, so I know they're effective. But I want it to look good. I want to give the customer the option to have something to do with his own pricing. So I tell them what the price is. I tell them how much discount I've already given them. I say you can pay for this different ways, and it costs you more or less money the way you pay for it, and it costs you more or less money the way that we ship it. That's talking. That's discussing how they're going to pay for it. It's discussing what the shipping is. It is encouraging them to order now. What it is not is take it or leave it. That's the error that you'll make if you're not careful. You need to always consider is when I look at my presentation to my customer, am I saying, let's talk about this and get you the best part? You can have the same web page, word for word, except it would have a different name on it. So that same web page could have 100 different names, still bring that customer in that's shopping for that product. No matter what he typed in, we were going to try to capture it. A number of years ago, I was a Kubota dealer. Kubota tractors, very good product line. I recommend them to everybody. I sold tons of them, led the nation in a lot of different categories, in the top 10 dealers and top 20 dealers throughout the whole nation for a long time. And the way we did it was through internet sales. But the secret that a lot of my competitors didn't know, a lot of my Kubota competitors, was you can spell Kubota about 15 different ways. Everybody misspells it a time or two. And especially new customers that are shopping the first time and they just heard someone else say it. So I probably had 10 web pages, exactly the same content on them, except they were named the different ways that you can spell Kubota, misspell it. And those pages got just as much activity as those where it was spelled properly. That's guerrilla marketing. Give that some thought and we'll help you figure it out to help you, give you the edge. Notice on this web page that there's a lot of repetition. A lot of repetition. Well, I'm hoping that we're back, and I'm sorry again that just the internet just quit on me. Sarita, how about talk?
I can hear you.
Yeah, when I went off, did the screen just go black, or did the PowerPoint stay up, or what?
It went black. The PowerPoint's not up.
It's not up now?
No.
Did the whole screen go black?
Just with all the names on everybody.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I can't see your picture. There we go.
Okay, so the PowerPoint is up now?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm learning here, and I'm sorry for the mistakes, but I appreciate y'all staying with us, and we're going to finish this out as long as I can stay online. What I'm doing here is it says I'm offline, and I start clicking to get back. But location, again, is so important. You have to get out there and see and be seen. I've got a plan here for you to help everybody have their business get started really well. And we call it the 5-star sales plan. What can you do right now to move your business forward? Number one is identify those profit centers and make sure you've got some upsell items in there. Identify the date that you want your sale to start. And seasonal business is a lot to do with everything. So think about what season that you need to be ready to start selling in. Plan about 60 days in advance. Develop pricing, discounting, and target strategy. And make sure that you've got your profit centers in a way that you can bundle them or use them for upsells. And think about it, because it's all about the forecasting that you do. Go ahead and do those YouTube videos that we've been talking about and get your database up so you can start sending out information. So how are you going to do it? What action you going to take? Got to step forward, get on the internet, be mobile friendly, have you some landing pages and get your sales started. Facebook, start using it effectively. Elizabeth, we see that you've joined us. Welcome. Glad to have you on board. We've talked about you already, but thank you so much. What I want to see at your website, Elizabeth, is more interesting landing pages to help customers find a place to get involved with your menu and maybe send you some orders. I've checked it out real well. You got a nice presentation there. We need to start sending those email blasts out and links to your web pages. That's how you bring customers to your website. You just send them an email, get them interested, and then all of a sudden they're clicking on a link that brings them back to your landing page. Using eBay and Craigslist and other type of items like that is a good way to bring people back to your web page. And your YouTube channel is really, really important as well. Finding a way to make the videos work for you, showing the different things that you might be able to do. Elizabeth, I mentioned that through the years I've had several photographers that indeed joined up their photography with videography, and gave them a 1-2 punch and a lot more opportunities for customers to help their business. So that's something you might want to think about. Finding customers now, I said we're going to talk about 3 different ways to do it. The media, the method, and a guerrilla marketing strategy for each one of your targeted customer groups. So listen, we have got something to be careful for here or we'll fall through the cracks. The major gamble that we're getting ready to make is we're going to have a serious marketing campaign is letting an important customer group fall through the cracks. We don't want to do that. It's important that we think about these customer groups that are important to us and reach out and have a way that all of them can find us and move forward. I don't know if you've ever been around a bricklayer before where they were laying brick, but the mason that's laying brick, he'll lay one brick down at a time. And every time he lays a brick down, you'll hear a noise. They'll lay another one down. What are they doing? What is that sound? What is that music that they make around when they're laying bricks? That music is that every time they lay a brick and get the mortar just right, before they leave that brick, they hit it on top with their trowel 2 times. What is it? Why do they do that? They like the noise? No. They're hitting it on top to set that brick, to make sure the air is out of it so it sticks and it stays there, so the wall don't fall down if the wind starts blowing. That setting the brick is the difference in success and failure. In our businesses, setting the brick is making sure that every customer, we spend the time with them to make sure they know they're appreciated and that know that we want them to come back, and we're going to do all we can to make sure they're 100% satisfied. That's the difference. That's what this old timer is telling you is so important that you folks don't know, is the individual customers are just as important today as they were in 1935 for a company that wants to stay in business a long, long time. We have to make sure every customer is made to feel important. Now, you see the horse back here in the back with his nose 4 inches ahead of the other one? That horse won the race. That horse won $1 million, while this beautiful horse right out here, only 3 inches behind him, won a bale of hay. That's kind of sad, isn't it? But you know what? That's the way it is in business. You're either in black ink or you're in red ink, and sometimes one more sale that you may make during the day, just making one more sale might make the difference in profit or loss. You can do $1 million worth of business, but if your expenses were $1,001, you're a loser. So it's so important to get every customer you can. And every customer that you can means that you're going to look at each one of these target customer groups and do what it takes to bring them in. Because it might be a $5 or $1 or $200, such that it takes them all to end up. And at the end of the month, that 1 or 2 extra pieces of business you got in may have been the ones that put you in black ink and put you over the top, put you into break even, maybe even. What a wonderful sound that is, right? So one more sale a day can make a huge difference. That's 365 sales a year. And you have to do it by not ignoring important customer groups that can give you additional business. This is a kind of showing that I want you to have a lot of targets. And we're going to determine these customer groups, the low-hanging fruit, so that we can get the right campaign going to each one of us. So maybe the types of products and things you're selling, the place you're located, some groups may be vacationers, or you may be down close to Jacksonville where Marines is the big deal. Maybe you're just interested in worldwide or North Carolina sales, and so it'd be all sales outside of North Carolina. Maybe you are really wanting to pay attention to people that are shopping on the cell phone. These are all worthy target groups, and I want you to have a list of groups like this. Very, very important for you to have a list of your own groups, and then we're going to figure out how to deal with them. Which customers are going to be important for you? Those using telephones? Probably yes. But you know, a lot of customers, older folks, older senior citizens, of course, babies, they're not shopping on the internet. Those individuals are they? No. But the older folks are spending money. Yeah. But you know what? Maybe they're not shopping on the internet, but I bet their daughters or children or grandchildren are shopping for them. So even though you saying my customers don't use the internet, I'm telling you their kin folks do. And we don't have to always factor that in. But also there's also room for plenty of ways that we can market and advertise to find people that are not into technology, so to speak. Which customers? Those that are new to the community. Wow, let me tell you, make a note here. The folks that are just coming into the community, moved into your area, relocating here, they're not loyal to anyone else. Your competitors aren't any better off than you are, so new customers coming in are easier picking for you if you're a new business. So we would think about different ways to do that. And there's relocation magazines now in probably almost every county and every large town. Have you ever seen one of those relocation magazines? This is what the one looks like down in Wilmington. This was given to me earlier this month. So if there's a relocation magazine in your county or in your town, and these are the type of people you think would be good customers for you, then that would probably be a really good place for you to advertise on a regular basis if you've got the products and the services that would probably suit them for what they're doing. Now, which customers? Vacationers, visitors, weekenders outside of North Carolina, close up. Each one of these different categories would be a target group that you would list, or whatever the groups are that you are. The groups that you list might be related to your common denominators that you're looking for. Veterans, VFW members, Baptists, Presbyterians, teachers, people that go into a certain school, Clinton Dark Horses, alumni, whatever it is, think about it if it would be a good niche market for you to have customers. Now, we don't have to figure out what is the best fresh bait we can use for those target groups and what media we're going to use, what method we're going to use, and what guerrilla marketing we're going to use. Now, this may sound quite complicated, and indeed it's not at all, because as you make these lists, everything's going to come together, especially when we start matching them up with your profit centers, because we're going to want certain profit centers to go to each one of these target groups. So what are the medias? The World Wide Web, business cell phones, print, that's everything that's printed, and social media. That's the main medias that we might want to use. Of course, there's another media, which is you'll get out there and walk the street, do cold calling. Not going to get into much on that right now, but that indeed is an important media as well. That is you walking and shaking hands. Another important media is signage. There are all kinds of signage, and one that we oftentimes fail to appreciate are those signs that you might put on the side of your van or your truck or your car, because that is a mobile billboard. And if you got a good message there, that can be very, very efficient. What are we seeing more and more now? People that are wrapping with vinyl wrapping advertising, cars and trucks and trailers, not that expensive for a smaller car or truck or a trailer. It can get to be real expensive if you're looking at a transfer truck. But mobile signage is a winner. And if you've got a product or a service that is a type of marketing that would appeal to you, that's a media that we don't want to think about and do. Billboards, yard signs like real estate folks use, they can be very, very effective. You don't need to have a lot of signs, but the signs you do have, make sure they're nice. And once that sign has been at a certain place for about a week or 10 days at the longest, it's old news. I suggest you pick it up and move it to another intersection or another location before somebody tears it down or tears it up. Moving these little yard signs around is an effective way to make them a lot more effective. Also, especially in our area, and good right down through Clinton and Kenansville and Warsaw, Rose Hill, there are a lot of old signs that are just dilapidated, and really their message is lost and gone. You can lots of times find the owner of that sign, and they will let you revamp it and use it for free or at a very low cost. They're interested in making it active, and maybe for a certain period of time, you can put your signage over it and use it for free if you clean it up, mow around it, and make it look like a nice sign again. That's a good thing to do, and if you have an opportunity to do that, I know the folks that make the vinyl signs that will help you do that. But you see the little mailbox here, that flag sticking down? That's a piece of paper that's been folded 3 times over and a little piece of tape on the end of it. That is the least expensive, most effective way to advertise in a local subdivision or local neighborhood. Very easy, because it's against the law for you to open someone's mailbox and put something in it, but it's not against the law for you to hang something over the flag. Put your little good message there. So depending on the nature of your business, and you want that neighborhood type business and be able to put some advertising out very expensively, this has proven very, very effective for a lot of folks. And we got a lot of several folks right here from Clinton tonight. So we might want to say that maybe a co-op billboard might be a good idea for you. Sharing the cost of a billboard. I'll take a piece of the action. I'll take a fourth one. If the other 3 of you want to join in, we'll share the cost and get us a billboard right there in Clinton, and make things happen. These folks were doing it in Pink Hill, North Carolina. You know where that is? They're in Greene County. But co-op billboards cut your costs way down, and as long as you don't have a competitor up there right beside you, why not? As a matter of fact, it's really a kind of a way to have upsells for everybody by advertising together. I can help you with that if you want to pursue that. Now the methods, that was the media. Now let's talk about the methods. The methods is, how are you going to use that media? Well, I suggest that you do it by looking at your profit centers and grouping them to customer groups, and then tying a piece of advertising to that and sending it out through the media by using your profit centers. Next, you always want to pay attention to your raving fan customer groups. Make sure they know what you've got going on, and you're constantly reminding them to do business, because every time you send them a reminder, they go out in the world and they sing your praises to other people. I see it happening all the time in my business. If you have staff, you want everybody working for you. You want the whole team working there. Of course, your website's going to be one of your main methods. You're posting on social media on a continuous basis. Not so often that people unfriend you or turn you off or stop following you. You can do it too much, especially on Facebook. You can wear people out. They get tired of looking at your same ad day after day after day after day. But a different profit center coming up every other week or such as that, that's why you want a lot of profit centers, so you can put up different messages and have fresh bait in the water. Written testimonials that you might use at your website or web pages are really good methods to help people feel good about calling and doing business. Now, about 20 different methods. We're talking about 12 of them here. The rest of them, I think, are in your handout. All right, the search engine optimization is a powerful method to get folks to come to see you, like we talked about earlier. Continuous potential customer visits. This is the ones that you're going to go see that you're not having any internet contact with or no phone calls, but those that you just need to have a personal visit with to stay in touch and ask them for business is important. Referrals, important, get people to refer you. Having private labels, that is, you name your jelly or you name your jam, you name your different food products, pickles and things like that. Put a label on them so that pickle becomes your label. We can't buy Elizabeth's pickles from anybody but Elizabeth, but Elizabeth has to put that label on there to make that work. So that's called branding. And branding is a serious way, a serious method to get customers that want to stay with you and do business. That's why I've spent a lot of extra effort trying to get my little stickers, my little decals on every implement that we send out across the country. Those little decals are there, they're visible. The customers don't mind them being on there. But when one of their neighbors or a friend comes up and sees that piece of equipment and they like it, instantaneously my phone number and website information is right there. And that is a big time, inexpensive way to get them to call you up and do business. Now, you Google your business on Google account, having that map right there, that locator map, powerful, powerful, powerful. So what am I talking about? Here's one of my web pages. And see that right there? See the map? That comes through Google. That's a map of where I ship equipment from. Not my home base, not my office, but where people go to pick up the equipment. Now, I want you to look across the top of my web page right here. See this blank where the cursor is moving around right now? That's a slideshow. About 15 different slides there that stay up 6 or 7 minutes. We get a lot of rave reviews from other people that say that's one of the most effective things that I do at the website is having that slideshow there, because I'll have slides for my different profit centers, for different interest things, for different points that I want to make. Having that area on every web page changing all the time. People are looking at one thing at the bottom of the page, but always up in their subconscious, those other items are flashing in front of them. And sometimes that creates a good impulse item to get people to get another thing. Elizabeth, that might be something that you might want to consider. You got a really good top header on your website, but you might want to give some consideration of putting a slideshow in there showing some of the other things that you're doing instead of having people have to click and look at the options. Put it right in their face. I like to say, yeah, they said for a long time, you can take a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, using this slideshow, it gets you pretty darn close. You can take a customer to your website and you can almost make him look at the different things you want him to see by having a slideshow on every page. So just something to think that might help all of you. Guerrilla marketing. Guerrillas are the king in the jungle, right? They don't have any rules. In warfare, they're the ones that are sneaking up and surprising you. You want to learn what you can about guerrilla marketing. We don't have a lot of time to talk about it tonight, but I think in your handout I've given you about 20 different tactics that you might use. They're very important, but the key ways to do it are using the DBAs, using Facebook and eBay to send people to your website, having security comfort methods with testimonials and lots of photos and hospitality and message. Lots and lots of different ways to have guerrilla marketing. See your handout for a good bit more. Now let's talk about the DBA. Are you using DBAs? See the word Kellogg there? That's a company we all know. You walk down the breakfast aisle at the store, Kellogg is a big name. That's one company, but they got 76 different DBAs Kellogg does. I want you to understand how to use DBAs too, because we can take our product and fill it up with different names, change the name of our landing pages to really help us. Again, using Facebook and eBay to help bring people to you. I do that at Facebook and eBay. I'll put up an ad that doesn't cost me anything and load it with all these search terms and then put my website name there, and people end up coming there. eBay and Facebook is buying is doing for me what I don't have to pay for, which is sending people to my web pages. I do it all the time and have done it for a lot of years. Testimonials, so important. So as soon as you can start getting some testimonials and post them, it really helps you out. Now this is where the slideshow is going on. And one of my slides is telling people about testimonials that I actually have a finger pointing down to where they need to click to go see all of our testimonials. You can do a lot with that slideshow and make it very effective. So let's develop a plan for each one of our customer groups. Let's have that media, that method, and the guerrilla tactic to help bring the customers in. Every different type of group we would do that for. Those that are new to the community, go for it to do it. Your handout has a lot of information how to do this. If you're focusing on visitors going to the coast, then let's say that's an important customer group and figure out how to get our marketing message right in their faces to do it. It might be we pick out certain highways to put billboards on, or we pick out certain restaurants to buy advertising in, or to put placemats in. Give it some thought. That's good guerrilla marketing to do that. If we want to sell outside of North Carolina, you tell me where you want to sell, and let's get some target area customers. And we'll do that with SEO terms and messaging. We won't spend any more money, but we're going to have a good chance of bringing in business from all over the country. It works. I know it works. Now, we'll take another minute here. We've got a couple of outages, so we might go about 4 minutes over, maybe a little more. There are a group of people out here that are really important for you that you don't need to go see to get to. And to go see that person to make a decision, sometimes it's hard to get to them. Sometimes that person has a gatekeeper, someone out in the front office, and their job is to sit there and keep you from talking to the boss or keep you from talking to the manager. They're called the gatekeepers. And sometimes for entrepreneurs, they're the most hateful people in the world. We hate them because their job is to keep us from doing business. But right now, we need to change the mindset of that. I've been working on this for so many years and helped so many people turn the corner because they took a different attitude. The gatekeeper can become your Raven fan customer, but you have to go time after time, always with a smile on your face, and win their affection and attention. You need to go on a regular enough basis and make a note that you remember their name or what they're up to or something about them. And you're saying, hey, I just came by. I want to let you know I'm still in business, and if the opportunity opens up for me, let me leave my business card here for you. How about telling the boss to give us a chance? We'd really appreciate it. No matter what, as long as you're nice and friendly, you will eventually create a relationship there where they remember you and are glad to see you, as long as they know you're not going to pressure them or stay too long or have on some kind of awful perfume or something other. The gatekeepers can be so important for you because at some point in time, the man back there is going to say, Sally, this provider has decided to retire. They've been with us for 25 years, and we don't have to get someone new to do our loan maintenance. And Sally's going to say, well, I don't know anybody in particular, but this one fellow's been coming by here for several months. Seems like a nice guy. Just ask him, just give him a chance. I think he'd do pretty good. And the boss will say, Sally, give him a call. Let's get him up here and talk to him. The gatekeepers open the doors for you. These managers have other people that do that all the time in all the places. So you don't want to not knock on doors and not do cold calls because you're afraid of being turned down, because you are going to be turned down probably 9 or 10 times before you get a chance to be said yes to. So give some thought to that. There are companies that you're going to want and need to do business with that are not shopping for you. So we have to go kind of get in their face and do the cold call. They're not looking for you. Forecasting and marketing, planning ahead is so very critical. And remember the seasonal products I talked to you about? There's seasonal products there's products for every day, for the spring, for lawn and garden, for freedom, for autumn, which is here now. There are things that you can sell and offer that will get people's attention, kind of like decor, to make them interested in what you're doing. And they're available for sale and people are buying, and they're those impulse items that people want. Nobody needs any of this, but people want it and will pay big bucks for it. And you might even want a store full of that kind of stuff, and I can help you locate them and do that. So if these are things that you think will help your business, I can put you in touch with the right people. Okay, fall's getting ready to come, and if you've never been to Maggie Valley, North Carolina, over close to Waynesville, they know how to do this type of stuff better than anything I have ever seen. Whole places, and I'd like to see places in Clinton, Warsaw, and on I-40 stands like this. I know there's a great opportunity for people to do business, especially in the fall and the harvest season, and especially in the spring and the summer. But you got to have this seasonal stuff out there for them. So that takes forecasting and planning to do all that. Most of this stuff is sold at 3 times what they pay for it, and you can get it in bulk units and do a real good job with it. I went up and checked that with some terms and got the codes off of it, checked with the manufacturers to see what the price was, such as that. This blue truck was selling for $21.60, and it cost the customer about $9, I think. So wrapping it up, you got to do your thing on your mobile page. Get your Google My Business account. Let's think about those landing pages. Work with your testimonials and your videos. Do the magic marketing moment and then follow up with your customer every time so that you can create that raving fan customer. Give me that list of marketable profit centers and we can help you with your business plan and also with what web pages that you need. It's your bright ideas that's going to make your business go forward. And we want you to share those bright ideas and keep your spirits high so that you'll feel good about what you're doing. And by doing that, you'll help the customers find you. Some of us are saying, you know, I've been waiting for so long for my ship to come in. It's just been a long time. I know it's going to come someday. My ship's going to come in. But you know what? Maybe it has come in or it's coming by right now and it's just not pulling up to the dock. Well, if that's what's happening, by golly, let's swim. Let's get out there. Let's swim out there to it, get on that ship and get with it if that's what it takes, because we have to get in the game to be in business. So don't wait for the ship to come into the dock. If it's swimming by close, we're going to figure out how to get on. Help them find you. And the best way to help them find you is to light your candle, hold it up high in the dark so people can see it, and that will bring them to you. And y'all are starting to do that now so well, and I'm so proud of you and so happy for you that I know it's going to work really good for you.